Welcome everyone to an exploration into the heart of the market. Now, whether you're a seasoned pro or you're just getting started, today's stock watch list is just more than a list. It's a game changer for your trading journey. Today we're uncovering hidden gems, stocks that could redefine your trading success. So if you've ever felt the sting of trading challenges, get ready for a solution that transcends the ordinary. This isn't just about charts and graphs. It's about unlocking the secrets to potential profits and transforming your trading journey. And hopefully by the end of this video, you might just rethink how you approach the market. So don't miss this chance to revolutionize your trading journey. The landscape is shifting and you are at the forefront. So let's dive into the world of explosive opportunities together. This is the stock watch list for Friday, November 17th, the last day of the trading week. I put these videos out for you guys for free every single day. I am back. I've been away for a while, but I am back. So let's get started on this list. The screen you see in front of you, that is TradingView. If you don't have a subscription to TradingView, I have provided a link in the description below that will give you a free 30-day trial to their sub-based services. And then if you decide to actually use those sub-based services, you get up to $30 off of that subscription. So make sure you take advantage of that free offer. So the first thing we've got on our list is SPY. And if SPY has a setup, it will always be on my list. So what we've got on SPY, and SPY was a little, I wouldn't say it was a rough day, because if you caught the SPY 155 trades, if you don't know what those are, there will be videos at the end of this one. You can check that out. That's my very own niche strategy that I use every single day. So they worked out quite well right at the start of the morning. But today, we ended up with a 2-down green. So this is the strat. That's what this strategy is. And it's basically using candlesticks that are numbered 1, 2, and 3. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, and is very organic. There are no EMAs. There's no RSIs. There's no MACDs. You're not looking for lines that are crossing. You're looking for exactly what the candlesticks tell you. So when we look at SPY, we had a 2 candle. And a 2 candle is what we call a directional candle, meaning it can only go to the downside of the previous candle or break to the upside of the previous candle. Okay, so either breaking the low or breaking the high. So in this case, today, on Thursday, we only broke the low of the previous candle. That means we have a 2 down. But our 2 down finished green, which means the buyers brought this thing back and finished the day green. And we have green right across the board on our time frame continuity. Now, these candlestick numbers, this time frame continuity, part of my indicator I created on TradingView. You can get that with a link in the description below, or it comes as part of the Griswold Gold membership. Also, links in the description for that. But when we have the 2 down that finished green, that gives me a high probability, and every trade, every strategy is always based off of probability. So when we look at this, the probability is that we break to the high side because we had a 2 down green the previous day, and we look for targets, and our targets are simply marked out but at the high of the preceding wicks, just like we've done here. And you can mark out multiple targets if you'd like, but that's the way, that's essentially what we're looking for. And not just this specific setup, there will be more that we're going to go through, but this is just one of them. So as we move on to DraftKings had the same thing. We had that 2 down that finished green. We had this time frame continuity pointing to the upside. So we look for our trigger at 37.41. You can buy these in common shares. You can buy these in options. If I'm buying these in options, me personally, I get the closest expiry. You don't have to do that. You can get a week out, 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. It doesn't matter. The further out you get, the more expensive the contracts are going to be, but it gives you more time. And then when you're looking for your strike price at 37.41, I'm probably looking at a 37 or a 37.50 strike price on this. So that is DraftKings. We've got nice time frame continuity. We've got a 2 down finish green telling me the buyers brought this back. And time frame continuity tells me that there's buyers on the year, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and today obviously, and then the hourly. So we are looking for a trend to the upside to continue. 37.41 is our trigger. If we look at QQQ, same thing, 2 down green. And these are all very close to hammer candles. So when we're talking about the strat, there are 3 actionable signals. There's these hammer candles where it actually looks like a hammer, or it's a bullish pattern. Then there's a shooter candle, which is the opposite of this, where the body is down below and the wick is to the top, the reverse of this. That's a shooter candle. It is a bearish pattern. And then we have these inside bars. They don't break the high or the low of the previous candle. That is another one of the 3 high probability plays when we're talking about the strat. So QQQ, we're looking for a trigger price of 386.19. And these setups that we're going through, you guys don't have to just look at them on the daily. You can look for these same setups on the 15-minute chart. Okay, you can look for these inside bars off the 15-minute to trend down. These inside bars to trend down. It breaks and it trends down. That's all realistically we're looking for, and you can look for them on the daily, on the hourly, on the 30, on the 15, on the 5. Like I said earlier, my niche is the SPY, trading off of the 15 and the 5. Doing exactly what we're doing here, but setting my triggers and targets on the 15 and managing it on the 5 to reduce my risk. We look at CL. We'll zoom forward here. Here's that inside bar setup we talked about. So the inside bar doesn't break the high or the low of the previous candle. It stays within that range, and it's a tightening range. It's a compacting range. It's like a spring being squished, compacted, loaded. And when we remove that force off of that spring, we expect that big explosion. And what's even more important on this one is we have the outside bar preceding it. So this is a 3-1 setup. You notice that gold highlight? That's also part of my indicator, as are the white outside bars and the yellow inside bars and these outside bar, inside bar tabs. If we go back in time and look at the last time we had that 3-1 setup, that's the big run we get. That's probability pushing us in the right direction. That's organic trading. That's doing what the candlesticks are telling us to do. That's the candlesticks telling us what they are going to do. Okay, so this is the exact type of look that we're looking for off of these 3-1 setups. We're looking for those big moves. And we have that inside bar, which is the actionable signal. And just like we talked about earlier, if you're trending to the downside, it's the low of the preceding wick or the high of the preceding wick if you're looking to go up. We look at BAC. And the other thing, if you guys are looking, there is a list here. If you're looking for the top 5, those are also part of the Griswold Gold membership. It's $50 a month. You'll make it back in one trade. You get the top 5s. You get the indicator. You get one-on-one time with me live on Google Meets or Zoom. You get a 1-hour course on what we're showing you here today. You get live trading bots, so you don't have to go searching for these trades. These trades come directly to you on the 5, the 15, the 30, and the hourly. They come directly to you. So we look at BAC, inside bar. We can look for calls at 29.70 or puts at 29.22. And again, we just need to go back and look at time. And they don't always work out, but this is the kind of run that we look for off of those inside bars. That's what we're looking for. I always tell traders, if they're new or struggling, inside bars help me out a ton to help me become more successful, because they were easy to spot, they were easy to see, and I knew I could play either side of them to go. If we look here at BIDU, 2 down green. Now you notice the green lines aren't to the top of the wicks. Okay, this one's to the bottom. That's because we have a gap, meaning there is no candlestick in between these candles. It gapped down or it gapped up. So we need to fill those gaps. So those gaps become our targets. So that's all we do. Okay, target goes there, next target goes there. Then the next one would go to the high of that wick. That's BIDU. Triggers at 110.11. We look at Coca-Cola. So this is the first one we've seen of this one, where we had a 2-up that finished red. And we're looking for this to trend back to the downside because sellers took over. Okay, so we can look for puts here at $56.81 on Coke. We look at Macy's. So Macy's also with that 2-up that finished red. So we can look for Macy's to trend down with a trigger of $13.10. And again, you notice that target that I put out there, that target is the top of the preceding wick instead of the bottom. So again, there's that gap. So we look for the trigger at 13.10, first target at 12.88, and that's the setup on Macy's that had the 2-up, finished red, so we're looking for it to trend back to the downside. We look at Meta, so this is again what we've been looking at, 2 down, finished green. The time frame continuity on this, fully to the upside. So we can look for the triggers on Meta at 334.58, first target at 338.40. Moderna, same thing, but we have that hammer candle on this one. So it's an actionable signal, a high probability play, a bullish setup. We can look for calls at 76.62 and first target at $78.38. Morgan Stanley, 2 up, finished red. This one's close to a hammer candle that's red, so a little bit less probability, but it is still a 2 up that finished red. So we're going to look for this to trend down. If it was, this is an iffy one that I'm looking at because it does have that hammer candle setup, but we can still look, if this trends to the downside, we can look for triggers at 79.04 and first targets at 78.50. Nike, inside bars. So we've talked about these. Calls at 108, puts at 107, and our targets are marked out accordingly on Nike. NVDA, okay, same thing, inside bar. Actually a 3-1 setup. So let's go back, see if we can find the last time we had a 3-1 on NVIDIA. And these are rare setups. So the 3-1s are rare. The inside bars aren't as rare, but the double inside bars are very rare. There's a triple. But again, that's the magic of those inside bars where we see these big runs to the upside, or the inside bar with a big run to the downside. Here's a 3-1. Okay, we opened, we hit targets, and came back down. The thing is here, we hit targets. Okay, it did what it said it was going to do. It gave us a trigger point. It gave us a target. So if you're not following the story that candlestick is portraying to you and showing you, that's where I can't help you anymore. If you follow what the candlesticks tell you and they're saying, all right, guys, if we trigger here, we should at least hit this target before we start a reversal. Not to say it won't go higher or lower, but those are essentially the first targets, and you should consider taking profits there. If you bust through it and reverse back through it, so if you come through that target, you could take some profit, or you could wait for a reversal through that target and then take your profit. It doesn't matter, but all of those are options for you. So we look at it. And again, if you guys have questions on this, you can leave them in the comment section down below. And while you're at it, please give me a thumbs up for this video. I'd appreciate it. I'm also on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. You can leave questions for me there as well. I have a Discord. That's where the group lies. That Discord is free, just like these videos. You can join that Discord for free, but there is the paid portion membership group if you need it. And like I said, it is one of the cheapest options you will find to join into a private Discord group, and there's a ton of value information that you get with that small fee of $50, which you likely will make back in one trade. QCOM, 2 up red, shooter candle. We'll look for puts there at 128.31. Roku with the inside bar, hammer candle. So again, this one is red, so a little less probability when we look at it, but we can still look for calls here at 90.30 or puts at 87.91. We look at Shop. Shop has that inside bar. So again, we look at that one. And again, Shop, we had to go back. I'm not going to go back in time, but we had to go back all the way to July of 23 to find those next targets, just because they were so far away. So that's the setup on Shop with the inside bar. And again, we can see the potential here where we trigger and we open and we hit targets and we have multiple day runs on these things. That's Shop. We move on to Target. Target with the inside bar had a really good earnings, had that big jump up. We'll see if it's going to come back down to earth a bit, or if it's going to have a continuation off of that big earnings report. So we can look for calls at 130.81, puts at 127.19. Uber, these ones I don't give out very often. This is the 1-3 setup. So a guy by the name of Rich from Trading Wars, he coined this the Nirvana. So you can look, again, it's just like playing the 1-3 or the 3-1, but we're playing the break of the outside bar to either side instead of the inside bar break. So we'll take the high of the outside bar or the low of the outside bar on this setup. The last time Uber had a 1-3 right here, and we went on a 3-day run off of that 1-3 Nirvana setup. From Uber, we go to XLU. There is an inside bar shooter candle, so puts are more probable at 62.07. You still have the potential for calls at 62.62. And Amazon, 2 down green, full time frame continuity we're looking at here, so we can look for a run back to the upside with that time frame continuity. That's one of the things I really like to look for, guys. And if you stay till the end, you're going to get a little bit more information here, because I like to look. We have full time frame continuity right across the board. It's telling me everybody is buying Amazon on the year, on the quarter, on the month, on the week, on the day. We have buyers across the board. And so we had a 2 down. We are looking for a reversal into time frame continuity. That is one of my bread and butter setups. I love to look for these. The reversals or the breaks of the inside bars into full time frame continuity. High probability plays. You don't need to take every trade. You don't need to play every play. You can sit back and you wait and be patient and be consistent and be confident. And these are all things that are part of the trading game. It's not just clicking a button and hitting buy and sell and picking something. You need to have that mental strength, the mental capacity, the mental capabilities to make sure you're not jumping into a trade just because you need to jump into a trade, because you don't need to. Okay? You ever need to jump into a trade. And if you feel the need to, then you're trading for the wrong reasons. Okay? And you should take a step back and sit and make sure you're trading for the right reasons. And it's not to, because you have to pay the bills this month or because you're short on money. You're trading in the wrong mindset then. You need to be in the right mindset in order to do this profitably and consistently. Okay, guys, that's a list. I hope you enjoyed it. Watch the videos at the end on the SPY 155. Hopefully you get hooked on it just like I am. We'll see you all in the next one. Good luck on Lotto Friday, guys. And we'll see you in the Discord. Bye-bye.